So a common interview question you'll get is list a few ways that you can unwrap optionals. So in this video, we're going to go over optionals and how to unwrap them. This video is actually inspired by Sean Allen's video, Swift Optionals tutorial. So go check out his video as well. But what are optionals? Optional is a property that might exist or might not exist. So let's go ahead and make one. Let's make the optional be a variable, and it's going to be called a nickname. Let's say you do or do not have a nickname, and it's a string. And the way you make it an optional is you put a little question mark next to it. That means it may or may not exist. So if you see the question mark, it's an optional. And what that means is that when you go to access it, then it might or might not exist. So what that does is it makes things a little bit safer for you because you can check to see if something exists or not in your code before you act on it. If you try to act on something that doesn't exist, then your app will crash. So the first way is an IfLet statement. So we're going to use IfLet to unwrap that optional. We'll do IfLet nickname. So that's making a new thing called nickname. A lot of people do it this way. So there is a common IfLet. And I think that's called ghost something. I don't know what this is called. Ghosting or, well, that's not ghosting. Ghosting's different. But this has a name for it where you name the same thing. I like to do, call me crazy, and I know it's a little bit more verbose, but I like to do IfLet confirmed nickname equal nickname. That way you can kind of clearly see the difference between this is the one that's declared up here and this is the one that you've confirmed that it exists. So if you get to this point here, so it's saying let a new thing equal confirmed nickname, and we're going to try to assign it to nickname, and if so, then boom, you have a nickname. And we'll print out hello and then nickname. But we want to print out the confirmed one, right? So that's the confirmed one. So let's go ahead and let's assign this to something. So how about up here, we'll make it assigned to AV Davy at one point in time. That was my nickname. I actually had another nickname. It was, this is terrible, it was Dave the Rave Slave. I went to a lot of raves as a kid. Let's just stick with AV Davy. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. What should happen is it should confirm that we have a nickname, and yep, hello AV Davy. Now you could do an else here, and in the else you could print out hello, no nickname. So let's go ahead and then we'll reassign the nickname up here to nil. Okay, and so what should happen now is it should get down here and be like, oh, hello, no nickname. Okay. So this is one way to unwrap an optional. Unwrapping optionals. Another cool way in Swift is a guard-let statement or a guard statement. A guard statement will check to see if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, then it just bails. It just like stops doing whatever it is you were going to do. So usually this is used inside of a function. So let's do a function to shout the nickname. It's going to take in a parameter of a string question mark because it's an optional. Does the string exist? We don't know. That's why you put the question mark there. So it's taking in a string. Oh, we got to call it something. Nickname. And yeah, so let's do the guard statement here. You type in guard to hit enter, and it will kind of fill in this syntax for you. Now we could just guard for a nickname or else return. So you could guard that the condition here, the nickname is not nil, or else just return. So essentially what this is going to do is a guard. This isn't unwrapping it, but this is just checking to see if it exists. And man, if it doesn't exist, then just like GTFO this funk. So it just bails out of this funk. Maybe that's not work appropriate. So how about we just say leave this function? Or else it just like, if it does exist, then it just continues. Continue doing your thing. And it just kind of keeps working through the function. So this is pretty cool, but there's also a way to make a guard let statement. So like right now, if we try to like print out, let's try to print out nickname down here, and it's going to be like, dude, does nickname exist? We don't know. See how it's like questioning it there? Well, what if you do this, guard let nickname, and then the nickname equals nickname. So it's kind of a weird syntax. So guard let nickname equal nickname else return. Now down here, it's like, hey, dude, nickname exists. And you'll see how it highlights this one and this one and this one and this one. That's why I like to do confirmed nickname. And I know that's not like what a lot of people do, but you know, I'm not a lot of people. So this way I can kind of differentiate that this is the confirmed one and this is the unconfirmed one. So this is the guard let statement. And this is a second way to unwrap the optional. In this case, we've unwrapped it right here. Unwrapping it just means getting rid of that question mark. It definitely exists. Okay, another way to unwrap an optional, it's kind of like not unwrapping, it's called optional chaining. And it's not so much unwrapping as it is like passing along the fact that it's optional. Well, you'll see. So let's say we want to whisper the nickname using lowercase or something. So let the whispered nickname equal the nickname, and now we're going to put a question mark there, dot lowercase. So you see we put the question mark here, and then we accessed, we still did something, we accessed this function lowercase on the nickname. And now what you can do is you can print out hello. And now I'm going to put the whispered nickname in there. Now what's going to do is it's going to be like, yeah, but like, you know, this new thing is still optional. So what you can do is inside the print statement here is you could say, yeah, okay, but I'm going to give you a default value. So if it doesn't exist, then I don't know, just end the sentence there with that period. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Hello, no nickname, and then it just says hello, period. I guess I can get rid of the space here. So cool, but what if we now assign nickname up here? Nickname, and I'll assign it my old school nickname of Dave the Rave Slave. Terrible nickname that I had. And hello, Dave the Rave Slave. I guess we do need that space in there. Okay. Very good, very good. See, it's all lowercase down here. So this is another way to, you're sort of not unwrapping it because it's still optional here. You're just providing, essentially, you're providing a default value down here, and you can still act on these unwrapped things safely. So that's what this is doing. It's allowing you to still work with it, even though you haven't unwrapped it yet, essentially. The last way, and the most dangerous way, is using the bang operator. So force unwrap with bang operator. You ever hear someone say bang operator? You know what they mean? They just mean the exclamation point. For whatever reason, that's called the bang operator. And in that case, you can do print, and then I know you have a nickname, and it is, you just throw the nickname in here and put the exclamation point after it. Boom. So let's go ahead and run this. And see, it says, I know you have a nickname, and it's Dave the Rave Slave. Now, the danger with this is if we set the nickname, if I really don't have a nickname and you think I do, you go to run it, crash, right? Big old crash. Unexpectedly found nil, and fatal error, your app will crash. So if you're getting ready to release your app, search your app for these exclamation points and make sure that they are used in appropriate manners. Don't use. I would not use them at all. I like to replace them, except for there's certain things like IB outlets or buttons or whatnot. Like there's certain UI elements that use the bang operator, and it's okay because if that button doesn't exist in your app, then you've got bigger problems. But I'm going to comment this out so my app does not crash, and because that is a dangerous one. So there you go. There's 4 ways to unwrap optionals. You got your IfLet, you got your guardlet, you got your optional chain, and you've got the force unwrap. So unlike Star Wars, definitely do not use the force here. I prefer the guardlet or the IfLet myself. And if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe, like it, do your thing. Otherwise, keep on coding. Have a great day.